Okay, so let's go back and let me share my screen again. Yep. So once again, thank you for joining and welcome to Singapore Marketers Group. And today is our first session on the B2B Commerce series. It's an introduction session with the B2B Commerce and what are all the features and what are all the advantages of the B2B Commerce and what is the current growth inside the Salesforce ecosystem and what are all the multiple job opportunities as well with B2B Commerce. I'm going to explain on each and every step. And this is our today agenda. So we have a session 1 today. So we have subsequent sessions going on every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. This is our session 1. I'm going to explain about the growth of the business, how faster it was growing with B2B commerce. I'm going to explain about B2B commerce features. And after that, it's all a hands-on exercises for everyone. So please bring your laptops and please connect with your laptops as well, because it's a hands-on session. So I would walk through each and every step, how to create a B2B Commerce Cloud arc and how to activate the B2B Commerce Cloud arc and what some of the enablers that what we have to do in order to start the B2B Commerce Lightning exercises. Okay. So step number 3 is very important, team. I would request everyone to log in with your lappies and then ready with the instructions. And after that, I'll give some exercises, some kind of pre-work or the prerequisite work that needs to be done before coming to the next session. I'm going to give you some Trailhead resources and requesting everyone to complete the Trailhead resources before coming to any session 2, session 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we have a full pack agenda that I'm going to explain at the end of the session. So don't go anywhere. And we have some surprising announcements as well. And again, thank you so much for joining. I think it's a good learning for a new product called B2B Commerce. And I would like to I've invited many of the MVPs to talk on the B2B Commerce as well. So they're really interested to talk on. So I'm going to publish the next series agenda in the next coming weeks. Probably in the next 2 days, you will see the agenda of the full packed B2B Commerce series. And again, without you guys, the event which is not going to be fruitful or successful. Again, thank you for the participation and thank you for the learning and the new products as well. Let's go. So without any delay, so there's the most important thing where so throughout the session, you can mention the tweet with hashtags, and you can stand a chance to win a certification voucher on the Twitter feed as well, right? So this is something that we would like to proactively promote or something, because that's where Salesforce are giving community events for all the people to educate a lot of trailblazers and then get them self-learned on Commerce Cloud and then get some hands-on experience and then get some good industry core jobs to get some good high attractive packages as well. So if anyone mentioned with the tweets and the hashtag, so ideally we'll find out the Twitter winner and then we'll announce in the Twitter itself. Thank you. Let's start. Just give me 1 second before I'm going to start this. Yep. So hope everyone aware of it. B2B Commerce is one of the key product for e-commerce platform. And of course, when I started learning this a year back, I pretty feel like a person who knows a CPQ, which is really an ideal profile for anyone to learn B2B commerce easily. And a person who knows the Sales Cloud as well, it's ideal. It's easy for them to learn B2B Commerce Cloud. So it's a growing faster market currently, as we are all sitting in a space, and their COVID has been impacted a lot. And of course, if you want to order something, then probably I'm going to do and order to open any of the e-commerce websites, right? Let's suppose Amazon or all this big fancy e-commerce engines, they build their systems. But however, in the current situations, let's look at our pharma industry. They want to distribute their products. They want to sell their products to the distributors, right? And the distributors can sell to the customers, or distributors can sell to the local shops or any other small agencies, right? So there is an industry that people who want to talk individually and then build their own commerce platform within their premises, like B2B, business to business, right? So it gives a lot of growth in terms of new channels with efficient digital, along with the connected customer experience. Because when you have the data of your entire contacts, customers, you have a master data of the product groups. channels, and you have your buyer groups. So you have a lot of personalization experiences, which can tailor down and bring and build a single sophisticated platform. And of course, it's as much as it's adaptability on this platform. Hope you're aware of Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Experience Cloud, CMS, and all the channels, right? So that's the same level of adaptability for this B2B commerce, which you could launch this tool quickly in a week and then customize it in a point and click, and then build some solutions on top of which use your automations on the flow, build some checkout flows, test with some payment credit cards and all this stuff, right? So look at the total impact economics of B2B commerce in terms of the benefits. So what is the risk adjustment in terms of your local operating profit, your sales rep versus agent productivity lift, your legacy environment and reporting savings. So look at our past 10 years back where if I want to order something in a bulk way, what I'll do is I'll go to the shop and then I'll put it in a note paper. I'll let everybody saying that, okay, just give me 5 kgs of sugar, 10 kgs of dal or something, right? So it's all a paper and it's all a time consuming process for everyone to go and then sale. In terms of sales rep, the person has to go and visit, and then the person has to list down everything and then put some amount of time. Let's suppose his 8 hours is going to be stick with one single distributor. At the same time, legacy environment. So you have your own existing legacy platforms, which is not an ideal for them to report or build some KPIs on top of it, right? But we'll come to B2B commerce with the numbers. So how the tool leads to the industry, which can embrace the future in ways of the incredible customers, and there is a intuitive UI. There is a cost decrement of this tool, and then increase the profitability. So there are a lot of things that you could get in order to leverage this B2B commerce, right? So what kind of teams that you want to grow your drive growth? Like suppose you want to unlock the revenue across teams and channels. So what is the best fit to go? So do we have any revenue model that is designed inside B2B? Do we have any automations, or do we have any sophisticated algorithms which is built to make it as more model centric with a hybrid model? Or is there any efficiency with service streams to go and then order on behalf of someone, or somebody can chatting with you to help you on ordering and all the stuff? So is there something can be possible inside B2B in a space? Of course, it is possible because it's purposely built on the buyers who want to leverage their platform, which large B2B sized orders. Then can use an authentication with guest browsers, negotiated pricings. They have a TP type pricings, multiple types they can leverage the multiple payment types, and along with an Einstein entitlement is an inbuilt feature, something where I can log in and then Einstein can recommend me saying that based on my browsing history, it recommended me, okay, why don't you go with this? Why don't you go with that? Right? And we have a configurable workflows for checkout process and a reorder flexibilities. So everything is a configurable. It's not something which you do no need to go there and then build something on Apex code or build some Lightning Web components on top of it, right? So when we turn our services into a revenue channel, so how we could increase our sales, how we could lower the cost with self-guided service, because if you put 10 sales in the same product, or if you build some self-service portal for everyone so the customer can understand easily, so of course you are eliminating the cost of 10 resources and then putting the self pays a training kind of stuff, right? And then it leads your buyers experiences along with expectation that what they would like to go with the loyalty, right? So that's where this giving a lot of growth to empower and to grow your sales as well, along with your connected customer experience. This is the most critical channel, which can talk about your personalization with easy, as I said, an admin can manage everything to upload your bulk, to upload the products, to manage the pricing, to manage your distributors, and it's kind of a single source of truth, right? And at the same time, you have a single data model with common objects. So you don't need to look for B2B commerce is something for special objects and all. It's all built on the basis of the Sales Cloud and the Force.com platform and Community Cloud, nothing but Experience Cloud now, right? Along with it supports mobile, It supports mobile app. They have a B2B Commerce Cloud, a separate mobile app for them to go and then quickly place an order. So the customer can go anywhere and then they could open a mobile app and then they would place an order as well. So customer insights, like I was mostly talking about a B2B space where I have a company, I'm gonna talking to my buyers, my distributors. So these are all my potential prospects, because my buyers distributors where they do bulk ordering and then they'll sell to the customers. B2B, B2C, B2, B2C something, right? Along with the KPIs, any Salesforce product has be aware of it. KPIs are the best out of the breed, that what I see in terms of in order to sell any CRM platform to the customers. It gives a lot of insights. It has rich data to business metrics, and of course, it has a capability to integrate with Google Analytics as well, right? Along with, so the question comes up with funny how much time that you take to launch this product, and how much I expect to adopt my distributors, because I use legacy before, but now we were moving all together to B2B Commerce Lighting platform. So is that a good strategy to adopt for my distributors or the buyers to go ahead? Eventually, I'm doing a B2B business for them. Of course, it is easy, as aware of it, everybody sales, service, and all the stuff. So this is exactly the same thing. So it is a beautiful space. It is a beautiful product spaces has been given by the B2B commerce system or the product engineers, which you could tailor down all the features very configurable, very configurable. And everybody talk about does this tool supports the industry or the subsectors? Of course, it supports your consumer goods manufacturing, process manufacturing, apparel, wholesale, subscriptions, and many more as well. You could leverage in pharma. You could leverage in, and I personally working with 2-3 pharma companies on the B2B commerce implementation rollouts for the global. So that's how the power of global B2B commerce will eventually evolving day by day. Let's talk about the store functionality. So stores are nothing but your e-commerce stores, and especially where you are, uh, as I said, the B2B commerce, the back end is nothing but admins, as everybody aware of it. The person who manages the product management, or entitlement management, user management, and all, we are doing normal admin side, right? So that as a part of admins, you require a Salesforce licenses, and on top of you require a B2B commerce permission set licenses. But for the end users are who? The people who want to get the prospects, your prospect, nothing but a buyers, or nothing but your distributors, or nothing but your internal, or near close to the business who want to do business with you. Those people leveraging a store, nothing but an experience cloud, that will be built fully functional storefront with a few clicks and configurable, nothing code again, and it can be launched in within 4 to 6 weeks, right? So the end user will leverage a license of B2B commerce starter licenses, because it's a community licenses. It's a purely a community licenses. So as a person, you could pick the customer community plus, which can leverage the basic functionalities of this, or somebody can leverage little bit above, right? So along with this B2B commerce lighting experience licenses, you have to purchase community club licenses as well to access the community. This is the complete commerce solution for B2B commerce. When you look at the entire customer seamless connection from acquisition to purchase to service, when we look at the awareness and acquisition, when we started email messaging, lead nurturing, or digital CPQ, mobile experience, multi-channel personalization, customer 360, partner relationship management, order service, customer rep order. So it's all a part of the B2B solution. So it's a complete stack where we can take a business from an acquisition stage to the loyalty and retention stage. So this is where the that's what we bring all systems together in order to build a personalization, and that with 4.5 billion service and case interactions with 4.2 million of sales opportunities created, 64.8 million reports and dashboards so far for the B2B commerce that what the customers has engaged. Right? So that's why it's CRM is nothing but it's a one single source of platform for the customer, which can look all the sales, service opportunities, marketing stuff, and high-level e-commerce data as well. When coming to the high-level buying and selling experiences, what are all the internal features available inside Salesforce B2B Commerce Cloud? Along with B2B Commerce Cloud, you said like it's not a pure storefront experience, but however, it gives a glimpse to connect with multiple other products as well. You can connect with Salesforce CPQ and billing with B2B Commerce. You could sync the products and price data. You could request for quotations. You could convert cart to an order. You could sync order history as well. So that's where it gives a lot of flexibility for customers who already have a CPQ and they want to move or extend their capabilities through B2B. It's very easy for them to manage in terms of products, their content, their quotations, and their syncing behavior as well. But how the seamless buying experience and selling journey will work normally. So in a digital commerce platform, so a direct sales connected to a unified platform, as we already aware of it. So normally what we do is like I'll browse a product. So I've entered into a e-commerce site of that e-commerce B2B storefront that what you have built, right? What I do is I'll browse a product catalog online. I'll request for a quotation to get a discount. And after that, I'll have an ability to adjust a discount and route for an approval. And you could save that contracted pricing for sync order history to manage assets and send a consolidated invoice and then view order history online as well. So it's easier. How seamless that we are proposing an option for buyers to buy the product and to selling journeys. How are we connected with sales in a one single unified platform so that it's a self-service kind of can the buyer can easily go and then check out easily, right? So it's nothing as a paper that what we are enlarging for. Anything is a digitalized system, siloed system, which we are connecting together with, and then bring a seamless customer experience for a sales from a buying stage to selling stage. So in overall like process where 78% of the customers expect a consistent interactions across the departments. Of course, why? Because you have a best of content. You have digital touch points with Pardot, your CMS and B2B commerce as well. So somebody thinks like funny, is it okay if we could sync the CMS of inside? I have a Salesforce CMS and I have a content, so can we sync with Pardot? Of course you do it, because you have a B2B Part.org. You can send an email leveraging R, and you see here in the diagram. Let me add some. See here, so this is kind of an image where a person inside B2B, if they want to leverage the marketing channels, where they can use the same kind of information leverage inside the Pardot, a kind of assets, and then he could build an email, and then he could send an email inside from Pardot as well, a marketing B2B automation system. So we are connecting all dots together with digital, because it's how B2B is not only for sales, but it definitely gives a lot of glimpse and exposure with CMS and Pardot as well. So it's very easy to manage because it has the declarative tools and templates, and it has a reusable CMS content, seamless, faster for time to value, and it's highly connected because it's a native. You can connect with Pardot with your sales B2B commerce, and then you could bring the data into Pardot, and then you could leverage the same assets as well. So this is how the Commerce Cloud 360 look like with a customer-centric commerce from anywhere. And you can see the multiple apps that enable their B2B, B2C apps, which you can connect it tightly, and the customer data where it sits, and the agile scalable platform that what they have. And you can see the declarative builders, and you could leverage your flows, your and then we are using out of the box B2B commerce components. You no need to build a Lightning web component for anything. You just leverage existing components. And we have a developer and industry tools, which is given as a part of a B2B package. And if you want, you could leverage CDP, and it's not part of the package. You have to purchase that one. And there are some composable services as well, like catalog, cart, search, inventory, promotion, shopper login. So it's a part of the entire scalable platform. And for complete customer data, the data sits in sales, service, marketing, commerce, industries, apps, and analytics. And you could leverage your connected seamless experience with in-store, marketplace, mobile, fulfillment support, order management, OMS, payment gateways, and whatnot. So when you look at this, the flexibility to embed commerce anywhere. So it's a spectrum platform of capabilities from click to core, storefront templates, your customer experience. So the templates which is given by Salesforce, you could leverage the same templates, and we can talk about in our coming sessions how to create a template and how to leverage that. And there are commerce services here: cards, payments, such pricing, promos, catalog, inventory. There are many more actually. And you have a Salesforce CMS will comes up with your create and manage the content, the product images, and all the stuff. You could leverage your Einstein AI to recommend the personalization and recommendations. You have an order management available OMS, which you could fulfill, manage, and service. You could integrate with CPQ and billing platform as well. And there are some AppExchange pre-built connectors available for around AppExchange products available to leverage in the B2B commerce as well. There are some companies who build especially on the B2B commerce space, which you could leverage as a free as a pricing as well. So we have two types actually. The person who want leverage the platform in next 6 weeks. So I would recommend to go with the Commerce Cloud storefront template given by Salesforce. If I am a person, I have a plenty of developers sitting in my space, and I have uh, I have so much of I have so much of space to implement my front end, back end, and all the stuff. So I would recommend to go to the headless commerce. So headless commerce is the one which you could leverage and deploy. You could leverage your own framework. Like you can leverage your JavaScript, you can leverage your Angular or Angular native or anything which you can build, and you could build your own B2B commerce store as well. It's like a typical B2C. It's like headless commerce architecture. So hope you are aware of the platform advantages of Salesforce, how it works with an open ecosystem and the partner network for all. So it's just a part of screen share which can talk about all the Salesforce platform advantages. But yeah, so you can look at the innovation journey of B2B commerce, because these are all our final slides before we move into our demo hands-on session. So let's run through this, and then probably we can go quickly, and then we can complete our first training session, demo sessions. So we started with CloudCase as a founder of this B2B commerce, and after that, Salesforce acquired, and and after that, it launched on AppExchange, and they launched CMS, and after that, it's one of the 2020 leading partner of the B2B commerce in the Gartner space, and they introduced Lightning B2B commerce experience, checkout flows, and browsing experiences, product variations, lighting faster setup, and all the stuff. And you have a CPQ connectors available. And so, as I said, I was personally working with 3 implementations so far now, all for pharma, and working with one of the manufacturing as well. So there are total deployments which is done with the last few months with 65 partners, with 34 active sites, with 80 developed deployments, and there are much more coming into 22. I think I seen OMS has integrated B2B order management. Some of the development, some of the integrations has been came, and a lot of things has been improved, and it's lighting fast. So look at the what's new in B2B commerce. As I said, out of the box B2B commerce components, you could leverage drag and drop. Storefront templates available. As I said, you could leverage that. Or else I would recommend, if you have plenty of developers, let's go with headless commerce as well. Not at all a problem. And they have a search mechanism, consumer like search, mobile storefront app, designed specially for Salesforce B2B. We have a Salesforce One app. At the same time, we have a Salesforce B2B app as well. Okay, and commerce management app. So we have plenty of commerce app for guided setup, store management. We have a checkout flows, lighting checkout flows, because of course We have a component available as a part of this commerce component, but I don't know whether some of the customers would really like the flow. But however, you could still tweak that flow using a checkout lightning checkout flows. You could configure the flow, and then you could design the flow according to your business requirements. And there are some commerce objects on core. You can leverage the core objects from Sales Cloud, product pricing, and all the stuff. And as I said, any product in Salesforce leverages the core objects. Without that, Salesforce engine won't run. Hope you're aware of it, right? Sorry. You see that's how quick, easy, and setup. So at the time of in a few sessions, I'm gonna showcase the guided storefront setup with the step-by-step process on uh, in-app suggestions. I'm gonna display some management activities, how to set up the product prices, and how to enable B2B lighting experience, page layouts, sharing settings, everything. We're gonna talk about some development APIs, lighting checkout flows, and I'm gonna have integrated integration SDK for one of the reference, because some of the e-commerce engines are sits in Oracle and ERP, Oracle and other ERP systems, that I can showcase how do we inject an SDK and then bring the data. Of course, we have an APIs, but commerce integration SDK will give you some sort of cool features that I'm gonna showcase. And coming to buyers experiences, what buyers will easily see in see a product detail card, and there are some pre-built templates, components, and Einstein suggestions, and mobile app optimized. So the same way that what we talked about here, the high level components. This is something which you can break down the high level components into tailored details about what exactly has been available. Altogether, it's as I said. So you have an option to manage the products is here: product image, product name, SKUs, product description, active, searchable, filters. You could add high level kind of a things by using click and configure. It's called a CMS for storefront and product assets. And you could manage all your seamless tie with banners, thumbnails, and you could use CMS components for building your B2B storefront pages as well, media specs and all the stuff. And if you look at the investment on what was existed, what was new and innovative, so you can look at your business priorities. One with you have your custom build or able to experience cloud, right? I see few customers, they mostly go with the custom code because they don't compromise on the UI, or they don't compromise on the front end stuff, right? So the custom code that difficult to manage. If I want, I'll build for 10, 15 lighting web components. If I'll go out, and eventually the customer has to manage everything if they want any change, right? And of course, you build so much of code, then ultimately it will obviously it will go to the slow and stalled innovation deliveries, and integration breakage, intellectual property resources. So there are some things which you have definitely go with the custom build to access native Salesforce B2B commerce. So as I said, headless versus B2B commerce out of the box components. So mostly recommend out of the box B2B commerce components. If you go with the custom build, definitely it will be impacting or breaking something, because we really don't know. Because when we are implemented, I've already implemented one implementation for manufacturing, which sits on different countries. And if I'm going to build all the countries with the same custom code, definitely it's not a good ideal experience, right? Then definitely they'll come up and saying that why this less page load time is low, checkout is taking a lot of time, and component is taking a lot of time to load. All this stuff will comes every time whenever you build a e-commerce nothing but a seamless good experience for the people to buy quickly, do a checkout, right? So if you have this much of experience, within 2 days you'll not get any customer, I'm pretty sure. So because our people don't have a time to spend so much on this, and we are not a kids to study on a BTech or engineering colleges to spend some time on all this, right? So there are people who are having a lot of time to investigate, but people don't have time. So you have to make arrangements for both the situations. If you want to do arrangement for both the situations in order to make your customer buying experience so seamlessly, you have to go with native, because it's all native components. It's a seamless and consistent updates with terms of read and integrations, and they're complete innovative kind of a components and all that stuff, right? So I would recommend to go with the native components and the B2B commerce core code innovation seamless. So that's what our recommendations are. So how it natively works normally. So on a step by step, when you look at MVC pattern, right? So it's built on natively on the platform B2B, and so you have a B2B storefront, which is built on community cloud templates, pages, and B2B functionality, and you have an experience cloud, which you could leverage for your authentication, branding, design, and experience. You have a platform which can manage metadata, process flows, integrations, and APIs. You have a data model for metadata, custom object schema builder, and you do still have an integration to integrate with OMS or any other third party. You can connect with Mule because it has existing Mule packages which you could leverage and then connect to B2B directly using ERP, PIM, and backend systems as well. So, question. So, by listening all these things, what do you feel like? We feel like it's a better option than building custom solutions on Experience Cloud, right? So it's the fastest, automatic innovation, low cost and time commitment as well. And I feel B2B commerce is less cost compared to B2C because I worked on few implementations on B2C especially, and I worked on B2B as well. Costing and commitment perspective, B2B is a quite time. The cost is minimally drastic in compared to the other products. So these are the look and feel of storefronts. So it's just a sample storefront. People can go, and then as a customer you can log in, as a buyer you can log in, as a manufacturer you can log in, and then you could manage your personas, and you could just look at your confirmations of quotations and auto summary, and after that you can see how an admin can easily go and then manage their portals, and drag and drop components, spotlight components, and featured images and searchable images, and it supports SEO, Google Analytics, and all the stuff. So that's all we have for B2B commerce now. So let's take a 2-minute break, and then what we can do is let's go to the demo and hands-on. Okay, I'll guide you step-by-step process and request everyone to open the laptops, and then I'll go through the demo, how it looked like. So this is the demo flow. So I request everyone to do the same thing. Step number 1. So before we go to the hands-on, let's take a 2 minutes break. So we'll meet in next 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, so back. So this is our, so before I'm gonna push something where, so there are some basics to know everyone in order to leverage or develop the Commerce Lightning in the Experience Cloud, CMS. So the basic things that what we required for B2B Commerce Lightning is Experience Cloud, CMS, flows, and Lightning Web Components. Okay, so these are all the something which you could leverage. If you don't want, you could leverage out of the box B2B Commerce component as well. So, but before start configuring, so I would request everyone to try some Trailhead modules before coming to the session 2, 3, or because session 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 agendas are completely based on these prerequisites. So I would recommend to learn these two. I'm going to paste it in chat. So I think there are some questions actually, but let me answer these questions after the demo so that you can probably learn something after the demo. I'll answer all the questions for sure. Okay. Let's go to this. Let's go to session 1. Let's go and then activate the developer edition. Let's create one developer edition. Go to this and then just create your own developer edition with the name. Let's suppose your name at the rate of b2bpart.com or sgb2bpart.com, so that we could leverage this org for our entire sessions. Okay, for the next 8 sessions we're going to leverage the same org. So I'll wait for 2 minutes. Once everyone done creation of the new development org, just ping me here saying that done. Okay, so meanwhile I've done it, And let me log into my org. So I created my own org. So I created my org. So requesting everyone to go and then create, and then just ping me once you are done. Then yeah, I think Prashant is done. So let me ask if anyone is done. Or I think Prakash, Mariappan, I'll answer all the questions. So let's complete our session first, and after that I'll answer all your questions. Okay. Let's create a developer org and then just ping me in the chat saying that done. Okay. And after that, I'll take you through what all the setting needs to be done. Okay, so once done, so the next step what you have to do is you have to go and then enable your digital experience. So you have to go, if click on digital experiences, and then if it is not enabled, just enable the digital experiences. As per the sheet here, so we are going to enable the Experience Cloud. So this is the one, point number 2. Enable digital experience cloud. So you have to go and then enable the Experience Cloud. Click on digital experiences. So you have an option to enable it. Okay. Once you enable, let's go to the settings. And then here you have an option here, just enable this option. Allow using standard external profiles for self-registration, user creation, and logins. This will help us for the people who want to self-register in the Experience Cloud in the storefront. So this is an option which really required for them to automatically self-register inside the store e-commerce platform. Enable this. So if you enable this, this completes our step 2, nothing but enable Experience Cloud. Next thing is point number 3, enable Commerce Cloud. So you have an option here just to click on Commerce. Click on Commerce, and here you have an option settings. Just click on enable commerce setting and click on save. As you see here, it's a B2B, B2C commerce cloud that enable retail wholesalers, distributors to purchase goods and service from your brand. And you just enable this and click on save. So it states that you're done with your step number 3, enable commerce. Step number 4, enable order preferences. So you have to go here and then you have to just enter the order settings. Just click on this order settings, and just enable enhanced commerce orders, enable optional price book for orders. Just only enable these 2. I'll tell you why not these 3 in a later point of time. Just enable only these 2, enhanced commerce orders, enable optional price book for orders. So because this setting is specially able to help for people to create the orders. If without these settings, you cannot able to create the orders. You have to enable only these 2 options. That states that you have completed your step number 4. You enable order preferences. After that, enable and activate CMS. What you have to do is, you have to go to your profile, go to the profiles, go to your system admin profile. Here, just search for CMS. Check it out whether you have the CMS visible or not. If not, just enable the CMS. Okay, let's go to the step 4. I think, uh, let me see if anyone has any questions. Slow down, stop. Okay. Okay, let's go to step 2. Hope you are done enabling digital experiences. And after that, step 2, I'll go through once again. Okay. Step 1, you already activated the developer edition. Step 2, go to the digital experiences, enable the digital experiences, click on setting. This is step 2. Okay. And then just enable this option. Step 3, you have to go to the commerce, enable the commerce, enable the commerce, enable the commerce. And after that, you have to go to the order settings. In the order, just enter the search in the order, click on order settings. Here, you have an option to enable these two. These two options are really required to create an orders. Okay, enable these two. All are good for the step 4, guys. All are done for step 4, 4 steps. Okay, after the step 4, what you have to do is you have to go to the step 5 called enable and activate CMS. Let's go to the profiles, system admin profile, control F, search with CMS. Once you search with CMS, you have an option called custom app settings. Under custom app settings, you have an option Salesforce CMS. Just check whether this is showing as visible or not. If it is not visible, just try to click on edit and then make it visible. Okay. Okay. After this, step number 6, within the same profile, what you have to do is you have to enable these 4 tab settings default to on. Nothing but CMS home, CMS channels, CMS experiences, CMS workspaces. Control F, just enter CMS again. Under tabs, you see here, under tab settings, there are 4 tabs called channels, CMS experiences, CMS home, CMS workspaces. Make all 4 of them as default on. We are just setting up enablement activities team. This will help for the admins to manage their CMSs, to manage their products, to manage their images and all the stuff. CMS plays a crucial role in the B2B commerce space. Let me know once you're done this step. Make all 4 should be default on. Done? Cool. After that, what you have to do is, as per the step number 7, within the same profile, stay with the same profile, okay? And then whether check it out, all these options are enabled or not. Commerce setup, all these called tabs team, tabs again, just check whether all these tabs are default on or not. Because whenever you enable the order settings, it automatically makes as default on. Make sure, check once again, whether we are missing anything or anything. I don't want to do any mistakes at the time of setup or enablement. Just check whether all these tabs are default on within the same profile system admin or not. Okay, just check it out. commerce setup, buyer group price books, buyer groups, catalogs, categories, entitlement policies, guest buyer profile, price adjustment schedules, pricing workspace, product workspace, store price books, stores, and order summaries. Just check whether these all tabs showing as a default on or not. If not, make it as default on. Hope you guys are done. If not, let me check. Done. Okay, great. So this, after that, what we have to do is, if anyone not done, just let me know, team. I'll stay some time back and let's do it, and then we can go to the next steps. So once you make everything is default on that what I specified for the 7 steps, what you have to do is, let's click on this app launcher. Okay, click on app launcher. Search with Salesforce CMS. Just click on Salesforce CMS. We want to verify whether we have done perfectly or not, because whether all of you are able to access Salesforce CMS or not, along with able to access all these 4 spaces: CMS home, channels, workspaces, and experiences. Just to check it out whether you're able to access all these 4 or not. If you are able to access this, then you're done with your step 1. We are done with enablement of the basic B2B Commerce Cloud org. And we're going to have a next session with proper details on. Let's go to the next session, that what we are planning to do. So this states that our session 1 hands-on completed, and requesting everyone to complete these basics of B2B commerce and as well as lightning experience. So requesting everyone to prepare this, or else let me go and then give you the links. It makes sense for everyone to manage. Please feel free to message me anytime in the LinkedIn if you want anything to clarify. Okay, but make sure, guys, just please finish these exercises before coming to the session 2, so that it would help for you to manage and to look nothing surprise, right? So we're done with the step 1. Next one is like rest of the sessions are session 2 and 3. We're gonna do sharing settings, multi-factor authentication, domain and CDN setup, objects and layout setup, permission for buyers, buyer groups, managers, and account switches. Subsequent sessions are manage promotions, storefront activation, CMS checkouts, and object data model. Then 5, 6 are really, really important. We're enabling commerce B2B lightning development. Okay. So that gives a lot of session 4, 5 is an admin. Session 5, 6 are complete development. And I think some of the folks asked me a question. So how development, definitely, what kind of scenarios will development will come into the picture that I can explain right now. Session 6 and 7, we can talk about a REST API, connect REST API. It's not a REST API, it's a connect REST API, which is specially used for OMS platforms. And we can talk about OMS integrations as well. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Next Saturday, same time, and next Sunday as well. For going onwards, Saturday and Sunday, we have a sessions. And we have a few experts in the B2B industry coming and giving some high-level experiences on these sessions as well. I'm going to publish all our sessions to our group. I'm going to publish on LinkedIn as well. Please feel free to register and then just learn something good. Okay. And just join this group so that you people can understand, you people can get an updates on what are all the next sessions, when we are going to plan and everything. Okay. Sure. I'll share the slides. I'll share the recording, everything, Mariappan. So not a problem. So let's go to a session. Let's join our group and then let's get a relevant update so that you'll all get some good insights on the group events as well. And we have a good series of sessions in the 2022 agenda. So please be connected closely, so that we're covering for the next 2 months on the B2B Commerce Cloud series. After that, we're going to kickstart with CDP. And after that, we're going to talk about cross cloud integrations of all the platforms, especially on marketing cloud and different enterprise systems. And maybe we're going to kickstart with Velocity Industry Series as well, starting with Velocity, admin, development, consulting, industries, and a couple of other fancy. So there are some few folks are really interested to talk about it. And along with, So every Thursday with Pardot group. So the 1 hour sessions will be conducted on the MuleSoft Composer and new things like so any architectural issues, any best practices or anything that you would like to talk about it. So just message us. We will open the session and we'll talk about it. Okay, so that's it for today's session. So without any delay, I'll go and then answer some of the questions of what our audiences has been questioned for. I'll share this content with you, everyone. Please look at our group, Pardot group, Trailblazer community group, so you can look at all this updates under this group. Okay. So let me go and then answer the questions. Okay, so let's see what Prakash is asking. So is there any template available in Experience Cloud with B2B Commerce Cloud? Yes, Prakash, is it? It is available. So I can showcase in the session 2 what kind of templates available to quickly roll out for B2B Commerce. Also in B2B Commerce Cloud, guided selling experience is available, which is also available with Omni Studio Velocity. Perfectly, it's a great question. So as I said initially with the high-level B2B commerce architecture, so it's not only for the platform, it supports for industries as well. So if you want to make a choice between two, it's completely depend upon your customer cost perspective, right? So if I talk about B2B commerce costing is it's all a SKU based one. So you can purchase the basic starter with 75,000 active products and 75,000 orders or 50,000 orders or 1 billion orders, 1 million orders. So there are different SKUs available for Lightning B2B commerce platform. And for velocity industries, of course, yes, I do recommend that, but it's all based on the customer pick because it's costable in compared to the normal B2B. uh, i would i would I would say it's all our choices based on the skill set, because in my team I have a skill set of commerce, I have a skill set of these people, then ultimately I can go with the B2B commerce. But I have a skill set of velocity, then I can pick the velocity as well. It's all depend upon your costing and your seamless experience with the systems as well. So most of the times customers requirement need customized compare rather than using the out of the box. What do you recommend for those kind of scenarios for B2B commerce world? If you are absolutely right, the moment our market components are talking time, consumer will walk away. Exactly. So as I said, Mariappan, right? If you go with the low code platform or configurable platform, so ultimately the question comes up with if I build a there are some customers go with headless commerce architecture, headless commerce, which nothing but they don't want to leverage anything on the native. They want everything to be built on their own platform with different kind of branding, different kind of a system and all this stuff. So those things where, as you look at, right, when I logging into any e-commerce system, it is more responsive and it gives a lot of recommendations, a lot of stuff. Then ultimately I'll go to that. If I feel it's taking browser a lot of time and all, then I'll spend 2 seconds and then I leave. So ultimately you're losing your prospect, right? So I would recommend to go with the out of the box first and roll out quickly. Check it out the performance of your, because B2B, especially for the normal B2B, your buyers, your distributors, you're already doing a business with them. So most of the times the prospect will not go anywhere. On top of it, you're only thinking about not only for the front end, I can say 40% of the front end, but 60% of the back end. How you manage your products, how you integrate the SAP platforms, how you integrate with CMS platforms or e-commerce platforms. So that's where the real challenge will come into the picture. I think any other question? Hope you understand, Mariappan. Yeah, the licensing and all, probably we can talk about it in the next session, Kuldeep. So I've not covered the licenses here. I'll bring the slide of licenses, what is required for the normal starter licenses, professional, like the same Salesforce, Sales Cloud. It has the same different licensing SKUs and systems. Probably I'm going to talk about in the next session on the licensing structure. Yes, yes, Abhijit. So it's a complete native platform, and so you can leverage or you can customize the platform with the existing skills as well, like Sales Service Clouds team. If you have a community cloud team, so they can easily adequate and then they can easily configure your system. The only thing is, you just need to manage the enablers. You just need to manage when needs to be used, what, and when needs to be enabled. That's it. Any other questions, team? I think we have so much of sessions. Continue joining the session, so we have plenty to talk about it. We'll talk about a lot of use cases. There are some other industry folks are joining in the next sessions. So let's have some more questions based on their industries, based on their experiences working with this. Okay. Hope you like the session. So probably we can connect the next session and keep looking for the session details. So you can go to this page. Normally, I can Singapore Pardot group. So you can look at this page and you can join this group as well. So there are sessions with the outline here. Next session is on next Thursday with MuleSoft Composer. So as I said, every Thursday there is 1 hour session, and every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, there is a Commerce Cloud B2B series workshop. Okay, so I'll ping this link as well, so probably can join. And so parallelly, we have an outline session with the rest of the sessions here. So please look at the sessions details and all. Let's connect and then let's learn, because you've done the step 1. So there are step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which you need to do it. And this is the session 1 hands-on. The same way I'll come up with session 2, 3, 4, how we can make it a hands-on session for each and every activity. Okay. Okay, team, I think let's learn something and let's share the ideas as well. And I mean, I'm not a pro in this area. I've also learned, I've done it. That's why I just want to share my knowledge with all. So if you have any good, if anyone want to speak on the sessions as well, if you already have an experience, so please ping me so that I'll give you any one of the session on all these sessions. Okay.